my coffee. Of course, it's on the drawing table. Because you know why? I have a drawing table, aka Padders, because I'm one talented mother effer when it comes to a blank piece of paper. Guys, Peter A. DeLuca here, aka Pad, coming to you from Philadelphia, PA. It's right outside. There's like a wall there and a window. And outside of it is Philly, downtown Philly. I'm just like right down the street from City Hall. The birth of democracy. And speaking of democracy, we got to talk about Yellow Flash. We got to talk about this mighty patriot, super patriot, super Sentai. I forget the name, the Golden Patriot, right? I forget the name of the book. The Golden, I hate it. So, this book comes and it goes, and I say it went because, according to the internet-ters and all the people around the comics gate sphere, this book failed. This book was supposed to hit $1 million, or $1 million plus within 22 minutes. So, this is where we are with this. Now, EVS, and guys, I love the Trash Cast. I catch the trash show as much as I can. I don't catch it much because guess what? I have an effing life. There's no way I'm watching a 4-hour stream and that Clips Girl show. It barely clips enough too, by the way. Not worth it. All the other big streamers have legit clip fronts. Like Joe Rogan, Destiny, Andrew Wilson. I think I'm messing up some of those names. Even the Daily Wire. They have a superior clip program. That's what EVS needs. And guess what? I'm always available to get hired and to work. Because there's nothing we don't do in this little YouTube, multimedia, comic book sphere that I can't do. And if you're out there, you need a clip channel, and you have a reach, we're going to do business. With that said. So, EVS on his trash show, the Trash Panda show, I just love the chaos. I love the chaos of the trash show. So, he puts up these, and I don't even know, because I can't track it all. Oh, it's frustrating. I don't know when he, had this falling out with Yellow Flash. I thought they had a falling out, but then I thought they were good. I don't know, but he puts up these direct messages, or maybe they're tweets. And Yellow Flash shows EVS, the Human Sunshine Beam, a couple pages of this Patriot book, this Power Ranger. And guys, I'm not knocking that the Yellow Flash's book looks like a Power Ranger. I'm all for iterations and spinning it to make it your own. I think that's culture is built that way. I don't think that's a fair criticism. Like, let it look like a Power Ranger. Who the hell cares? Just be good, right? You better be good if you're going to do that. So, Yellow Flash shows EVS a couple black and white pages, and EVS responds in such a, in my view, God, if I worked around people this honest, trust me, I would live in a different world, and I'll probably be making a lot more money. If people were this honest, the world would be different. But he relatively says, look, Flash, these pages suck. They're crap. The guy can't draw. I don't want to say the guy's name because I know he's kind of in my region, my ring of the YouTube sphere. But I've seen good stuff from him. But comic book pages and sequentials is something different than drawing covers. We all know that. So anyway, guys, it's so hard to stay on topic sometimes. It's that ADD extra D. So he says to Yellow Flash, he says it to him. He says, look, these aren't good pages. Your campaign's going to be huge. There's going to be a lot of eyes on it. And if the pages aren't of a certain quality, you're going to look like a fool. And Yellow Flash responds in a way that so many of you guys, the guys that I do have a reach around, he says, I think it looks great and the guy's quick and the book's going to be a banger, but he's relatively saying, I don't see what you're seeing, EVS. And then here we go. This is the problem with indie comics. And I would say in a lot of comics, you have to trust the people that have the eye. If you don't have the eye and you're publishing your own book and you're kind of trying to get your own stuff out there, and someone along the way says, look, you're being delusional, you have to be realistic. Now, some people find the workaround around this is that you develop good instincts to lean into what's not happening with the book, or not what you're able to do and able to produce, and you lean into that enough to get a quality product out of the process. But if you're delusional and you think what you're cranking out can be measured against the top independents, Marvel, DC, Dynamite, and Dynamite nosedives their artwork a lot, but like the top tier is what I'm trying to say. Like some Image comics are top tier just when it comes to their digital production methods. If you don't have the eye and you're told in a nice way sometimes that you're delusional, you have to kind of have a meltdown, and you have to take a full step back, and you have to try and get a solid editor that also has an eye, or has a better eye than you, to overhaul everything right away. I think a lot of indie books, you guys, so many of you out there, you're afraid to redraw and redo the same exact thing. Like you draw it once and you move on, and you think you're going to get a little bit better at that. You'll be better reproducing the same page or reworking the same paneling sequence for a scene, reworking that and workshopping that, than you are moving on to something else. But EVS here pinpoints, and that's the point of this the point of this video, my AKA padders, is this. EVS eloquently and like a ICBM missile pinpoints the problem with the Golden Patriot comic book thing. And he's holding Flash accountable in the nicest way possible. Now, my true criticism with this exchange, and I think I've said it on the Twitter or the X, whatever we're doing, is this. If there is this counterculture movement, and the culture is counter to mainstream comics, Marvel, DC, and Comicsgate swirls up and we get the Kings, even though not all the Kings were canceled, I'm confused, and there's other people that are kind of Kings now what? You can't diminish the Kings. You cannot. They even if the Kings go down to 2 guys, let them keep the throne. It's like the path to becoming a king should be impossible. But where we go? I gotta wrap this up. What are we doing? So I forget my point. Okay. I remember the point. So when EVS says, hey, no matter what, bud, because we're friends, I'll promote it no matter what. I'll give it a class equal to the books that I make and other guys make, like Shane Davis and stuff. I'll promote it and I'll put it on equal ground. That's a disconnection, because there should be a quality standard equal to the group. So meaning if just because you're a guy that and a bunch of guys echo the same message, and because the goal should be to make good comics, and not even only good comics, great unstoppable comics. We're trying to develop a parallel economy here. The parallel economy. We're trying to create it. No, it's just the idea that just because you're in a group, you have a reach, you echo the same voice, and your crappy book also gets promoted. See, it should be like, hey, we'll promote each other because channel growth is good, channel promotion's good, growing the audience, finding new streams of the audience or avenues of the audience is good. But we have to make superior product. And if we're not doing that, you're going to have to wait. So maybe it would be Golden Patriot Volume 2. Or like all the arguments I made with ISOM, which is ISOM should have been getting better, and it didn't. So then what happens? Like, what's the conversation there? There is none. No conversation. You just make a crappy comic that the independents have been doing since the late 70s. That's right. If independent comics could actually make good comics, goes to show you how difficult making a good comic book is. They would have destroyed Marvel and DC long ago. But independent comics are independent for a reason. And every once in a while, we get a Cyber Frog, or we get a Graveyard Shaft, or Shift. Getting a brain fart here, guys. This has not even hit me yet. I need a gallon of this just to get the brain going. We get Bone, Turtles, The Tick, right? Like these independent books. That's why The Tick is 1 in 1,000 when you look at his contemporaries, and so is Bone, and so is The Crow. So every once in a while, something breaks through because the people behind it, and everyone else just makes crappy books because they don't have the eye and they don't have the perception of what it takes, but they're pretenders and they're delusional. The problem with all of this, and this is, I guess, wow, this is very disturbing. You ever scare yourself? I just scared the living hell out of myself. The problem is that we have influencers that can move product to an audience that are off the hook when they create a horrible product. And they're off the hook because the audience doubles down on that word. It is a weird, what do we even call that? What is that? That's not even a feedback loop. It's like a delusion cycle.